this point, I'm beginning to understand why we are right back here. I mean, if I was a scientist, having done these science experiments and having the hypothesis proved time and time and time again, at some point we have to go, this isn't just theory, this is factual, this is law. Because despite all the evidence you've seen over the last year, more importantly, over the last month, despite all that evidence, you haven't learned to deconstruct your clan mentality. I'm gonna have to say it that way. I'm trying to find words here that don't get banned. Okay, you know how there's a such thing called PK, preacher's kids, right? Some of the stereotypes to a preacher's kid is you have this holier than thou, sanctified papa standing at the top of an altar every week. Meanwhile, you out there being the iniquity he talks about, right? There's that. Or another peak, a police kid, right? Same thing. You have this papa or this mama out there that's supposed to be upholding law and order. Meanwhile, you're like, law, what law? Right? So let's take this in account for PKs. So now we're going to put another PK, a prejudiced kid. We'll use that. Okay? Is that better? It's not the R word, but it's as close as I'm going to get to it. Right? So we're going to have a different kind of PK, a prejudiced kid. All right? Because some of y'all do have the emotional mentality of a child. Because you refuse to learn. You refuse to learn. Now, let's bring it to, what am I talking about? Keith Porter on New Year's Eve was doing what people do. Mind you, it's not the best thing to do. Trust me. I'm not saying that was smart. I'm not saying that was even that safe. I'm not. But as somebody who has grown up near neighborhoods where this is done, as someone who has seen rural neighborhoods do this as well, people shoot into the air at midnight on New Year's Day. It's a standard practice. It's not a great practice. In fact, I don't even think it's a legal practice anywhere. But it happens. And a coal block boy off duty grabs a metal piece, goes outside, and somehow Keith, who was in the revelry of the new year, looking forward to a new year, didn't even get to last a few minutes. Okay. That's background one. We don't have video of it, right? It preceded what happened to Renee and Alex, but we don't have video of it. In fact, in 2025, there were 32 other people. 32 within detention centers and on the street, etc. But with Keith. With Keith. Still, here we are. Fast forward. Keith was first. Fast forward to February 20th, 2026. And people are still saying they believe the account of the off-duty coal block boy. The off-duty coal block boy, who incidentally does have a Hispanic last name like two of the other ones who snuffed life. I wonder if he's also a Texas Border Patrol person. But anyway, I guess because he's scared of black people or something, he takes his life. He gives an account that he goes outside, and next thing you know, there's a shootout. What? And people with no melanin, except the one they purchase on TikTok Shop, are eating it up. Oh, he was brandishing a weapon and he was gonna kill somebody, and the guy showed up and he turned around and pointed the gun at him. If you're in revelry and someone calls you, startles you, whatever it is, and you turn around, you don't immediately turn around like this. I strongly doubt that it was pointed at him. I strongly doubt that he shot at him, unless he saw a gun himself. That's different, because there's a rule. If you pull it out, you better use it, right? So if somebody's who's off duty, not wearing a badge, not doing anything, approaches you with a metal piece, what are you gonna do? But we don't have these contexts of humanity into these stories, because people who look like me are not afforded humanity. In fact, there was a research study that I was reading the other day, or the other month, or whatever, it all blurs together. And it was like, why don't people see people who look like me as human beings that they are? And this study, done with Asian people, people like me, and people who don't look like me or the Asian people, and they have found out that while the people who don't look like me have the logic brain to understand that we are still of the human class, their emotional selves still saw us as less than that. It's astounding. More so than the Asian class. Some of the Asian community did, and some of the Hispanic, I forgot that was also a part of it, did as well. But the majority who could not see other people of ethnicities as human beings, the majority of the people to say that were of the definitely don't look like me class, right? So then with Keith Porter, I see these responses. Oh, if he would have, oh, he should have, oh, da 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 da. All right. Then people saying they can't really know what happened because it wasn't on video. So they are reserving their judgment, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to take this whole Block Boys story after learning that they are trained to lie, lie, lie. After learning that they don't tell the truth even when it's on video and in front of your face. After doing that, they say that they don't know what to think. They don't know what to believe. All right, fast forward. We have Da-Quain Johnson yesterday, a couple days ago, on the 18th, who has found himself being approached. I forgot exactly. I think it was, Grand Rapids. And somehow, whether he was on parole or not, whether he had a gun or not, it was not brandished, it was not pointed, it was not used. They shouldn't have even seen it because the boy was on a bicycle just biking. He ends up on the ground because they sicked a dog on him. Ends up on the ground and his hands are behind his head. There's a video around here. Hands on his head, 3 pops to the back of his head. He's down on the ground with a dog, hands behind his head, not brandishing a metal piece. And people are saying, oh, he shouldn't have had one because he was on parole. Learn.